We will give you an update of the best game 2025. Surely it's a compilation from a different games genre with an offline and online game available on this list. We try to give an update about the game that we can download now because it has been released globally or in early access. So please support this channel by tapping a like and please enjoy the video of Top 10 New Games 2025 available on Play Store and App Store, offline and online. Gold and Glory. This new game really gives the player a new game experience with a great concept, so the player can enhance the hero by getting inside of the dungeon. But we should play carefully. Once we die in the dungeon, then all of our items will disappear and be lost. So we really need to take good care of this situation by making a space of the monster radius and make an unnoticed step and avoid the useless combat until you are ready to fight with the real player. The game is pretty competitive with a fair and balanced level, but we need to learn the block button to defend ourselves. Once we touch it on the right timing, then we can do a counter attack. 3 main skills are available, which are healing skill, power up skill and also charge skill to make the enemy unconscious. In the combat arena, we should try to find the safety area to avoid the burn effect that causes reducing your HP over time. The best new game 2025 for Android and iOS, the game has downloaded over 1 million players in less than 1 week. It's pretty insane. Keroro Gun Shooting. If you want to play a fun game with a competitive gameplay but in a cartoon art style, then this game should be on your list. We can pick 2 different modes of the team deathmatch, which we should get more score than the enemy, and the second mode is normal mode, which we should eliminate all of the enemy respawn with our teammate. The combat mechanism lets the hero to have an aim assist to help the player lock the target easier. Rolling, jumping or the action, we should learn to avoid the incoming strike. There are different weapons we can use and have a different fire rate, speed and power, gun for a long range and sword or a wooden stick for a melee combat. We can't get any weapons in the arena, so we should be prepared for any weapon before we start the battle. Once we gain a new level, then the upgrade point will be available. Place it to a certain status point to increase your hero's power. This is the best new game 2025 for Android and iOS. Harvest Moon Home Sweet Home. Finally, we have a new sequel of Harvest Moon on mobile. It has a great visual with cool 3D design. The camera perspective allows the player to rotate for a zoom in and zoom out. I love how the game is playable for any level of devices. With this graphic, I'm sure you will love to play. Besides, the music is absolutely ear-catching and making the player a relaxing feeling. The game lets us grow our farm by planting the vegetable or fruit from nothing to something. The tutorial is well said that the player will easily understand it. Starting to put some seed, fertilizer, watering and harvesting. The open world is the main base, so we can navigate the main character by tapping the screen and come into the building to get some items or goods, asking the NPC to get the storyline and find out the condition at the moment. The best new open world game 2025 mobile. Crunchyroll Eternights. I wish more people would play this game. As a new game, I would suggest everyone to enjoy this action. It's full of thrilling action that has a lot of visual scenes throughout the story. We will get a long prologue to tell us about the game started, but I will focus on the game's combat mechanism rather than the story. So we can create a new mechanism by combining a certain button. The special effect will release when we make a special action that will deal a higher damage number. Anyway, the game's level difficulty is quite stressing me out, especially when we face the boss monster. His attack is so strong. We should make a perfect dodge to make sure our hero survive. Sometimes we need more effort to kill the boss by breaking his barrier first to deal the true damage. It's a story-based game where we have a right to select a different answer. Tormentis Dungeon RPG. Of course, we will never forget to give you the new best game that only needs a small size. Seriously, this game only needs 200 MB and playable offline. It has a dungeon based on a dark fantasy theme. All of the enemy is a skeleton. They all have a different weapon with a different range combat style. So before we get into the combat, we can adjust the hero's equipment first, like changing the armor, accessories, and even we can switch the weapon. The one features that you need to focus on is the blacksmith. It's for crafting the new equipment and we'll be able to get a random power of equipment. It needs luck and need a lot of material to make it happen. But don't worry, because in the dungeon we can get the free material easily by checking on the hidden area. Mostly it will be located at the corner of the wall. This is a hack and slash game. We can learn a skill, upgrade the mastery points and also enhance the equipment. Riders of Thaser Island. I don't have a lot of things to say about this game because it's really not perfectly polished yet. The control is quite clunky and we need a lot of effort to move the hero as we want it. Seriously, the developer should realize if the game needs more optimization that I will easily describe how the game works right now. The common monster level is way too high, most of my attacks didn't land to the enemy and often miss from the target. So the aim assist should be the first thing we should get the update. The graphic settings should be enhanced more even though I have set it into the original one, but the visual is not sharp enough. Sometimes I feel a bit laggy even my connection is 100% working perfectly. I'm sure when the developer fixes these issues, then this game will become the best new game 2025. MWT Tank Battle. This game is one of the best war battle simulator games, especially with tanks as the main vehicle that we can use to explore the huge world of Battleground. The graphics are adjustable based on your opponent's performance from the lowest to the highest. When I feel like playing a PC game in my hand. When you play this game, I'm sure you will get a realistic visual as the actual tank. The way the vehicle moves and how much weight it looks makes me feel like we are playing the best simulator game on mobile. The game is pretty easy. We'll be divided by two teams, the red and also the blue team. We should try to eliminate every single opponent's tank and clear the zone to conquer the area. We'll have two different guns of the regular gun and also heavy gun. It will have a difference between the fire rate speed and also the damage number. We can lock the target from a far view distance by using the scope. Our aiming is quite on target, making the player lock the enemy from an impossible distance. We can collect so many vehicles with a variety of appearance looks. Yohane the Parhelion NitM. As a new anime game with a great tier visual, I would recommend this game to you to enjoy, with all of the female heroes on our side making the game look super eye-catching, especially if you are a man who's a waifu hunter. The game has a lot of storyline since we started the game. Mostly, the story will run before we enter the combat and also after, but we can skip it at all and make your progress faster. The game's combat mechanism is a turn-based system. Each time we enter the new turn, then we will get 3 energy. Each of the skill cards we pick will need a certain energy, so maintaining the energy will make a different result based on our strategy. We can arrange the card skill we want to display before we start the combat. Anyway, before you download it, make sure you know if the game needs a specific account to log in as the member. CarX Drift Racing 3. This game is quite good to enjoy if you love to play a game with crucial damage. Each time we crash the object, then it will cause our car to get broken, and it will give a realistic looks. There were 2 modes available to play in the earlier game, which are the time attack modes and also the free mode. Each of the stage will be unlocked once we complete the mission, but honestly, it's quite difficult to clear. We need to learn and master how to drift the car. While in-game, we can turn off the connection and play it offline without internet connection, but we need to log in with a connection first to enter the game. Arcane Quest Legends 2. This new offline game is one of the biggest open world RPG games on mobile. When you reach the town square and see how wide the area is and how many townsfolk are standing and walking around, then you will realize if the game has so much potential. The game's combat mechanism is truly engaging. We'll have 2 companions that will help us every time we have a combat. They all will automatically cast a skill and do an auto attack to the closest target. There are so many companion job classes we can select, like a warrior, archer, mage, and berserker. So besides we strengthen your main hero, we also need to power up our allies. It will make the combat even easier. There are 1 unique action we can do to attract the player to play it. It's about making a chaos while in the city. You can try to hit the NPC and then the kingdom's guardian will protect them and fight against us. Such a wonderful life, right? The best new game offline 2025 for mobile. Bonus, Blade of God X Rasal. This game is one of the most ambitious games on this list. Seriously, the developer want to represent a Dark Souls-like game into a mobile platforms. That's the reason why this game looks so similar to a dark fantasy theme. The gameplay is full of action hack and slash with a realistic movement and fast-paced combat. It's not for the beginner level. If you are advanced in a RPG genre, then this game is the best option to play. We need a high concentration to win the combat because the boss's movement is way too fast. We need to respond faster to avoid the incoming attack. There is a stamina indicator that we need to be concerned about along the combat. Each of the action we do will cost a certain stamina. Don't let your main hero get exhausted and it will give a huge disadvantage to your gameplay. These all are the best high graphic games on 2025, and we have presented the game available on the Play Store and also on the App Store, so everyone will be able to try and play it. I need your help to tap the like button to support us. See you on the next video. Thanks.